All right, you guys, now just to wrap up on Hannah's amazing super story, this last share for me is an area that I'm still growing in, and that is an area of our heart, right? Matters of the heart, shaking our heart, our motives, our heart posture, right? Right from the beginning of the story to the very end, we find, as I already mentioned, that Hannah's heart posture was always a heart of surrender, right? In the midst of a very difficult situation, in the midst of anxiety, of depression, Hannah was always ready to surrender her emotions to the Lord. And God finally, blessed her with baby Samuel, right? She surrendered each and every part of herself to the Lord, her emotions, her anguish, her frustrations, right? Her desire. In chapter 1, we get to read this amazing prayer that she had, right, in the temple, when she was telling God that, God, if you give me this baby, I'm going to give that baby back to you, right? And of which she did. In chapter 2, we see that when God finally gave her baby Samuel, she went back to the temple. She was not bitter, right? She was not in resentment. She was happy. She was praising the Lord, right? Because Hannah had an understanding that God is the giver of all good gifts. Everything starts from God and everything ends with God. He is the source of every single thing that we desire in our lives, right? So in Hannah's waiting season, right, it really resonates with me because I'm having to force I'm having to force myself. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. I'm having to force myself, right, to check my heart motives, to check the posture of my heart. God, am I surrendering to your will? Or it's my own selfish will? God, am I surrendering to you or am I surrendering to my emotions? God, it has been a long time in this waiting season, right? But what am I focusing on? Really? What am I focusing on? Am I giving you the glory? Am I growing strong with you? And am I building that relationship with you? Really? This is what Hannah's story has really helped me to think, I'm about to cry because it's really an emotional story with a beautiful ending, right? Because we learn that, what? God's timing is the best, right? When we are waiting for those blessings, when we are waiting, right, for whatever the case may be, right? We are building that relationship with God. We are to build that relationship with God, cultivate it, right? We are to grow in our relationship with God. Of course, we're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have moments where we fall short. But when we surrender our hearts, when we surrender our motives and our emotions back to God, it doesn't really matter what people are saying. Of course it hurts, right? It hurts to see everyone winning. It hurts when people are flourishing and you're not. But we're not, going to be angry. We're not going to be frustrated over someone else's blessings. We are to celebrate people, right? You guys. And this for me, as I said, is an area that I'm really having to go back to God each and every day, asking Him, God, check my heart, check my motives, right? In my waiting season. God, you only know what I want. You only know, the plan that you have for me. So check my heart. Prepare me, Lord, right? Help me to have a servant's heart. Help me to be humble, right? Regardless of what might come my way, like Hannah, help me to have the strength. Help me to have the understanding to come back to you and to surrender to you, right? You guys, now, what a beautiful reminder that, we are children of God, right? You're a beautiful and amazing daughter of God. You're a beautiful and an amazing son of God, right? That whatever season and chapter you're walking in, it's a season of preparation. God is pruning you. God is teaching you to that and leading you to that expected end. In His timing and in His will, everything will come to pass. All we have to do is to trust Him and to surrender each time. Yes, it can be difficult, right? But we don't focus on we don't focus on what people say. We don't focus on sometimes what might be the reality of the situation. We focus on God and these faithful promises because He has the final say, right? We are building and working on that relationship, doing the very best we can, right? So that when God blesses us, we are prepared, right? And all the glory will go to Him. We learn that we don't lose hope in that relationship with God. It's the most important relationship on earth, right? And we also learn that everything has a beautiful and an amazing ending with God, right? A fruitful ending, a purposeful ending, right? Wow, and that is the lessons from the story of Hannah, you guys. So many nuggets in there. We can go on and on and on, but I've got to wrap this up. And I'm so grateful that y'all followed through. I know it's not always easy, but I'm just so grateful, really. And having said that, you guys, till next time, I will see you. Take care, God bless, and put everything in prayer. Bye.